What's good? You rocking with your boy TheCzarr, all rights reserved. After this, I'm definitely gonna do more looking at information, but a commenter brought up a very good point. It was the lack of cooperation around the situation to get toxicology and autopsy reports. You see, from my understanding, I've seen last pages, but now observing those same pages and what was sent to me, it's beginning to make me think, how could these things play out in such a way to defend the situation versus what we know to be common in media? For instance, if you got caught up with a murder or something, when they get that body, they're going to immediately do those two things. They're not going to withhold that from the family when they're asking for it either. That's where my concern comes in. So if I'm to presume that to be the case, I hate to be the bearer of bad news at the fact that could this mastermind's roots run deep into the alleged activity that's going on? So, I mean, is this possible that the mastermind has control of the entities that are doing the same investigation? Is that why Dedrick D. Williams will be the saving grace for this case? You see, yesterday I spoke on how a YouTuber getting different people to speak on what they know could help. And that could be a very neutral key to help enveloping some of the information that we do not know. But is this factor, the same one being accused of this heinous activity, going to prove to be the saving grace for us figuring out the closure to this situation? And see, I thought about this because you got an audio and video expert. You got him saying there was more to it. You got him admitting his part in it, however that is, and that has not come out yet. But I still don't know his relation between the other suspects. You see, that's still unclear to me. But that being the case, could he be the saving grace that is going to help us to delve into the minds of people that are being accused? Different people that are being alleged to have more to do with it than normal, even the premeditated reasons that if he is involved, we have to ask this alleged question. And this is all looking through it from eyes of other ones. How doesn't he know who the mastermind is? Let's consider he has a lot of experts on the case. He has a lot of people stepping in. Why is it that he doesn't know who the mastermind is? How did him and Robert Allen interact? Or is he still sticking to the no snitching thing and he's allowing the law system to do what they do while he avoids even talking about it? Let's presume he doesn't know who the mastermind is. How is it that he got linked in? Because we didn't see video of him in the car. We didn't see, all we saw was video of him and Robert Allen entering the store. That doesn't tell me that they went out to commit a murder. All we seen was Tentacion, whoever his passenger was, in the car. Someone pull up in front and run down with guns. We didn't see anything to tell me these two individuals that entered the store were held responsible. For all we know, Riva Motorsports employees could have allegedly ran out the back and drove around front and waited with masks. We don't know. Where's the footage to show them exiting? As I spoke before, so this in mind, how does them entering the store make them victims? Let me put this out there. Do you know how many crimes, if we do a research, were blamed on African American men in the past because of straight prejudice on their lives, taking all their lives, and then they figure out they're innocent? I have many stories. I can tell you that I, more than likely, to a degree, have family that were accused of things like this. That they didn't commit the crime, someone else did, but because they wanted to get the case closed, they implicated someone else. How many times has this happened? We could even go back to famous movies that involved terrible things such as assaults and dealing on a pedo nature and just other crazy things where it wasn't even a person of the same like color that did it. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because there's this Caucasian boy who said that he was there. He put it on social media. I mean, it's how I first found out. But then he says I was never there. How? You went on another YouTuber show and spoke about it. How did you avoid that? How did that work out for you? You know, it's done looking at privilege. It's just one boy who somehow slipped out the situation after claiming so much knowledge, but it's accepted and doesn't see an interrogation room. But yeah, I look on the witness list. You got everybody and their brother on that witness list, except this one boy. How does that work? Because I figured out his name earlier on. Again, I don't release last names or whatever these other people do. And I looked and I knew it wasn't him. But I needed to look it up because I'm like, well, why is he saying he knows it? But then we catch you up in your lies. CommenterNation does. How do you do that? Then you change up after mentioning my name. Yeah, y'all went on live and mentioned me. Changed up. Your little buddy even called out my real name. Like that, come on. You're doing too much. That shows me you're guilty. You're doing too much. And I never called out your real name, even though I know it. See, that's my issue. They do too much. When someone's doing too much, as in trying to hide something, trying to discredit someone with slander, not even with facts to say, look, we weren't here, we were here at that time, so you're wrong. Like, can't even step up and do that. I know you're guilty to some degree. You're guilty. So what was your part in this? Money, a role, a film? What was your alleged part in this? Because I'm not seeing how you even pan out. Saying your friends, like, we look back and I don't even see how he would have known you, except one key thing, and you denied it. See, there's something else TheCzarr never talked about that I asked them and they denied it. So I'll give you that respect. Because, again, I don't want to connect two situations that don't need to be connected. But I have found some funny business happening aside from this in a situation that I could imagine him addressing. I could really imagine him addressing. And when this happens, he's addressing it. Somebody felt some type of way. Somebody had something to say like, oh, mind your business, I've been doing this, or whatever. Could have been whatever situation. So how would that work out? That he's not with all that and you're with it because that makes sense to you on how to make your money or do whatever you do. How would that work out? You know, and that's the same thing I perceive when I watched the video of him dealing with past women. He didn't like how they were acting. He was trying to help them. He was looking beyond himself. And he got taken for granted once again. Isn't that interesting? He had accusations made that he allegedly attacked someone. When we're getting information from people that he didn't, and those same people are being threatened, being attacked, being told. Now, I'm not with the accusations as far as saying you're responsible for this, this, and that. I saw by some of these people. But we're objectively looking at the part that doesn't make sense to us, why they're saying that never happened. And then I see people that claim to be relevant and love him and never stand up for the fact of if it did or didn't happen. Now, that's very scary, being that you are around people like that, living your daily life and just swallowing your pride and moving forward. That deserves respect all in itself. But is Dedrick D. Williams going to be the saving grace for this case? The fact he got all these other people involved, the fact he stood his ground, the fact he let them say what they say, but he didn't back down, the fact he's going to stand his ground as there's accusations he's taking credit for in some way, shape, or fashion for the charges to remain on him. Is he going to be the one that brings it to light that things happened another way and not the way everybody else is saying it happened? If he's to do this, was he the one who really brought the favor to justice for TheCzarr, as everyone says? And I keep hitting them in the head with, see, that's me. I'm going to keep hitting you in the head because I know something's funny. I know it's funny from people reacting to me, the threats sent to other people around in the case that are talking to us. the recent extortion that has attempted to happen. Something's wrong in somebody's funny business. And we're taking care of all things. We're not letting nothing slide. So you could go ahead and do that. But who says stop playing with me? Who says that? It ain't you. Who says it? Stop playing with me. What you find is great and noteworthy for your buddies, I got people riding for me. I got real people riding for me. So you pick a side and you pick a move and make sure it's your best move. Because you can attempt to do that, but I can tell you this, you're going to wish you hadn't. You're going to wish you hadn't. All rights reserved.